Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with another live stream, Thursday, 7:35 p.m. We're going to have a look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press over the last day or so. Didn't put out a live stream yesterday, so there's plenty of news around from yesterday also, and some of the things that have caught my attention today. We'll also go into the comment section, check out what has been happening in that comment section. Plenty of activity there too. And then in the second half of today's live stream, into the chat section here, check out what's bubbling away in the live chat. So if you've got anything to say, anything to add to the conversation, the chat is the place for you. Or if you're watching this video after the event, the comment section is the place for you. Now, before I begin, the like icon's on the screen. If you haven't hit it yet, please do so. We'll see if we can get up to a decent tally of likes today as we go through the news. Now, a little bit economy heavy, let's say, the news today, because the economy minister yesterday, Nadia Calviño, gave some pretty good news, and it is that finally, after 40 months, we have recovered to pre-pandemic GDP here in Spain. 40 months. In the current quarter, Spain has recovered the level of GDP prior to the pandemic. The first vice president of the government, Nadia Calviño, confirmed this on Wednesday, stating that the next national accounts data to be published by the INE will show this to be the case. The next data that we know will surely indicate that we are above the GDP level prior to the pandemic, said the Minister of the Economy in an interview on Antena 3. Calviño, therefore, confirms that it has taken Spain 40 months to return to the GDP of 2019. That should read, a situation that El Mundo already anticipated based on the real-time GDP information prepared by the Independent Authority for Fiscal Responsibility, the AIREF. So 40 months gives you an idea of how the economy works in this country. You get absolutely smashed during the pandemic, which was the case of a lot of countries, of course, but the recovery takes so long. We saw it during the financial crisis back in 2008. The Spanish economy with the housing bubble took 6 or 7 years to even show signs of recovery, where other economies bounce back a lot quicker than this one. And what's the reason? Well, I've got my opinion, and we can discuss it someday, but very, very slow to get back to pre-pandemic levels as we saw here. Not until the tourism sector recovered, basically, have we got back to pre-pandemic levels, 2019 levels in the economy. And as we mentioned the other day, with the average salary here in Spain, around 25,000 euro, but the majority of people around 21 or even less. We do it tough. And that's also reflected in this next piece of news here. Spain suffers the biggest loss of GDP per capita in the EU since 2020, surpassed by Slovenia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Which EU economy has suffered most since the outbreak of the pandemic? The question can be answered in the light of many indicators, but one is particularly representative: GDP per capita. In other words, the quotient between the wealth that an economy is capable of creating in a year and the evolution of the population. And the result leaves little doubt. Spain is the EU country that has suffered the most, to the point that between 2019 and 2022, 3 countries have surpassed us in terms of purchasing power, that is, incorporating the price level which allows homogeneous comparisons to be made. Specifically, they are Slovenia, Lithuania, and Estonia, which have overtaken Spain in per capita income over the period. And again, I'll say that here in Spain, the economic situation really bites into the general well-being of the population. It affects people here losing purchasing power as the years go by. So Slovenia, Lithuania, and Estonia have overtaken Spain in per capita income over that period as well. So that's what we're dealing with. That is what we're dealing with here. Some people say, why are you so critical? Well, I just get my information from the press, Spanish press that's critical. I just talk about that. So that's where my information comes from. So that's what we're dealing with. Now, the next piece of news related to the weather and the hot spell that is coming. A couple of people have said recently in the comment section, nothing to see here. Spain's hot every year. Mate, Come and live here and you'll know the difference. And we can see here a very warm African air mass pushes the thermometer up to 40 degrees in the south and over 35 degrees in the rest of Spain. A massive, very warm air will arrive from North Africa and will cause a progressive increase in temperatures in the peninsula and the Balearic Islands from Thursday to Sunday, when it will reach values clearly above normal for this time of year and will remain for much of next week, as reported by the AEMET, the State Meteorological Agency, in a special heat episode warning, which states that this will be the first warm episode of the summer. The hottest area will be the southwest quadrant and the centre of the peninsula, where maximum temperatures will exceed 38 degrees Celsius and will exceed 40 or 42 in areas of the Guadalquivir and Guadiana valleys. So hot in Andalusia, hot in Extremadura, hot in Madrid, and hot basically everywhere in Spain as this warm African air mass moves across the country. This warm African air mass. So thank you very much, Africa, for that warm air. Greatly appreciated. It's been cool up until now, a bit rainy, and then smack, it'll hit you in the face, this hot weather. Anyway, what can we do? Now, some good news, finally, especially for Taylor Swift fans. And it is that Taylor Swift concert tickets are on sale next month. Taylor Swift has officially announced her European tour, and Spaniards will be able to enjoy the American star live. The artist has announced more dates of the Eras tour, with which she is touring the US, and after including several countries in South America, now it's time to know the European cities that will have the privilege of being able to listen to her music. She will make one stop in Spain, and it will be in the capital on the 30th of May 2024. She will give a concert at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, the Real Madrid home. Tickets will go on sale on the 13th of July, and I, for one, can't wait for those tickets to go on sale to see Tata, to see Taylor Swift, or Tay-Tay, or whatever they call her. And I'm sure that lots of other people out there desperate to get their hands on those tickets to see Taylor Swift in Madrid next year. So what was the date? The 13th of July is the date for you. So better start queuing if that's what you still do to buy concert tickets. I've got no idea. And the venue chosen, the Bernabeu, hope the acoustics have improved, because I saw Bruce Springsteen there about 10 years ago and it was a terrible venue. So maybe after the renovations that they've done recently, it's better. I hope that is the case. I hope that is the case, because it's a terrible place to watch a concert, in my opinion, or at least it was. Now, we'll go into the comment section, check out what was been happening there. This one from Meat Money. I have both the Spanish nationality and the US one. While there is no agreement between the US and Spain to allow for dual nationality, I did not have to renounce my US nationality to the States. For the US, I'm only an American national. I had to renounce my US nationality only to the Spanish government by signing a paper during the swearing to the Spanish flag ceremony. Thus, in Spain, I'm no longer a US citizen. I did not lose my US nationality to the US. That sums it up, basically. What happens if you decide to try and get another nationality or passport? Spain will make you renounce it, sign a piece of paper, but they're not going to see that you hand your passport in. So the next time you go to the States will recognize you as a US citizen, and Spain will only recognize you as a Spanish citizen, and that's where it's at. So you can keep both, apparently, even though Spain will not legally recognize the other one. And when you swear to the Spanish flag, which is what you have to do, jurar de bandera, I think it's called, or something like that, you have to swear your loyalty to the Spanish Constitution and Spanish flag, and that's why they don't want perhaps any doubt in people's minds. You know, should there be a conflict in the future? Let's hope not, but should there be a conflict and you're doubting, what do I do? Do I go to the States or do I stay here in Spain? If there's a conflict, that's the question. Another one here from at L6874. Now, the names have changed on the YouTube handles. I don't see names anymore. I only see the handle. So bars got cleaner once they stopped smoking inside, said this person. And I remember here in Spain when people could smoke in bars, it was a terrible thing. There was no ventilation or poor ventilation. Everybody smoking. I remember I used to go and have my breakfast in a bar every morning, and you'd have 3 people smoking beside you. Couldn't care less. They'd put their cigarettes down in the ashtray. The smoke would come up into your face while you're trying to eat your croissant, your café con leche. It was disgusting. And thankfully, they decided to ban it. It was a bit of what they call a bit of a chapuza at the beginning, because in some autonomous communities here in Madrid, they allowed smoking indoors if they set up like a little smoking area. So some bars and restaurants actually got renovation works done to set up a smoking area inside. Then, of course, common sense prevailed, and that wasn't allowed anymore either. And if you wanted to smoke, you had to go out into the street. So smokers took their act to the street, and just go outside any bar or restaurant and you look down on the ground and you'll see that smokers have been there. Another one by @IVRS. The best beer in the world is in Malaga, but I'm not telling what it is. Well, you don't need to tell, because this next comment tells us. It's not bad, but obviously you haven't tried Victoria beer. Malaga Victoria. Yeah, I have tried it, and I wasn't impressed. Maybe if you're in Malaga, it's a hot, humid day, and you're sitting in a chiringuito and they give you a Victoria Malaga beer, it goes down like a treat. But not one of my favourite beers. Pretty stock standard, if you ask me. And I was comparing beers the other day. I put out a short about the Estrella Galicia 1906 beer. Is it the best in Spain? Don't know. Lots of people said that it is. But some people here saying that Malaga Victoria or Victoria Malaga is the best. I can buy it here in the local supermarket, but I won't. It's one of the cheapest ones on in the supermarket. So, I mean, it's okay, but it's a stock standard lager beer in my opinion. Don't get offended if it's your favourite beer. That's just my opinion. Thank you very much. Another one here from Juan Dement. Spain knows how to serve it. Nothing better than having a frosted glass so cold that the beer initially turns to ice on contact with the glass. R.I.P. dear one. The person who served me this has passed away recently, but it sure was a treat. Yeah, sorry to see that the bar person that served you those frosty beers has passed away recently. I hope they've got a substitute that can do the same job, because as you say there, nothing better than having a frosted glass on a nice cold day. Very cold beer. The secret to get a cold beer, if you haven't worked it out already, probably not to put it in the freezer, because it can freeze on ice, in an esky, as we call them, or a cool box if you're in the States. The best way to get your beer cold, I think. But if you get a cold glass, it's also, as we saw there, it can be a treat. Another one here. From Lolita Betty Boo. Hi, Stuart. You are so right. Having lived in Spain, will be almost 21 years soon. I totally agree with you. Definitely one of the best beers. Full body taste, colour. Have not had a good drink for a long time. I'm going to treat myself to a small case this summer. Excuse me, I had to cough. Yeah, thanks, Lolita Betty Boo. Agreeing with me that 1906 is a good beer. I'm not going to say the best. I prefer to say one of the best. Is it the best? Leave the debate open, because, of course, personal taste comes into question there. Some people like Victoria Malaga. Some people like Cruz Campo. Some people like Mau. Some people like Estrella Galicia. But as I have said on other occasions, for me, lager beers, fairly stock standard. Not a lot of difference between them. If you get them cold, they're decent. If you get them warm, they taste like rubbish. Basically, that's where we're at with that type of beer. And a final one here from Anton Schill. Loved your last video about Madrid. Did you actually make a video about the oldest, I think this is meant to read, continuously open restaurant in Madrid? You should recommend it, or should you recommend it? Sorry, again, I had to cough. Yeah, I haven't been to that restaurant, the continuously open restaurant. It's called Botín, I think. It's in the centre of Madrid, close to the Plaza Mayor, Calle Cuchillos or somewhere, I think it is. Don't quote me on that. And it's been open for, I think, since 16 84 or 1723, a long time, continuously open. And I haven't been because I'm not really into those traditional type restaurants, if you know what I mean. I've been to them in the past, of course, but not to that particular one, to eat that traditional fare. And another reason is that I don't often go to that part of the city. So that's why I haven't been. But probably you'll find a review of that restaurant on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you want to look. Apparently it's decent. It's been running for a long time and it's been in business for a long time. So I imagine it's good, although I imagine it could also be a bit pricey. But again, I can't speak from personal experience. Now, I'm going to go into the chat section now. Hopefully I won't get another coughing fit. I'm still recovering from a cold that was pretty bad last Sunday. It's been getting, not too bad over the last week, but every now and again I get a bit of a tickle in the old throat and I have to cough. So hopefully I'll be able to get through the next 15, 20 minutes without having a coughing attack. So we'll see. Now, I'm going to change the backdrop. This one was sent in. Let me see if I can find it. Well, I can't actually find the picture, so I'm gonna have to bring the picture in here quickly. And let me see if I can find it here. There we go. All right, good. So the backdrop's coming in here, and this was a picture that was sent in. Let me see if I can remember where it is. Let me have a look. Cumbre del Sol, apparently, which is in the Valencian community, I believe. This was sent in from Givile, I think. Thank you very much for that. A nice sunset picture there. Nice orange sky, sun going down over the mountain there. Cumbre del Sol, adequate name for the picture that we have. And if you have a similar picture that you would like to see on the backdrop, this is the email address here, spainspeaks@gmail.com. Send them through. Or if you've got any other piece of news or information that you think would be useful to the channel, remember this is an open community. Everybody can contribute. Please send it to that email address. Now, into the chat section I go. Let's see what's bubbling away there currently. Let's have a look at what's bubbling away there currently. Let me have a look here. Quickly. What's going on? I'll just scroll up to the top. We've got from Maurice. There's, I don't know what language that's in. Is it Russian? Let me see if I can run it through a translator and see what it says. Hello, everyone. I hope you are all in good health. Thank you very much, Morris, for that. I hope you are too. Andrew also in the chat coming in from a hot southeast London. Still hot in that part of the world. Let's hope it stays warm for a few more days, Andrew. The very important cricket game coming up next week, I believe, at Lord's there, just north of Oxford Street, of course. We'll see if we get a decent 5 days of cricket with some good weather. We don't want any rain delays like we got up in Birmingham the other day. What else? Margaret Emma's also in the chat too. Hope everyone enjoying the weather after the mixture in the last few weeks. Absolutely. Mixture is the key word there, Margaret. Absolutely. Hot here in Marchena, and the hotter it's going to get too. We saw that that's going to be one of the hottest areas in Spain over the weekend, probably breaking the 40-degree Celsius mark. So get ready. Make sure that the air conditioning is working, that the pool is ready, and get cracking. Alan coming in from El Puerto, drinking a cold mouth today. It's unusual, Alan. I thought you were a Cruz Campo guy. Obviously changing there to Mal, Cinco Estrellas maybe, or the green one. Let us know, is it the green one or the Cinco Estrellas? Barbara coming in from the Playa Flamenca. Sunny there too. Thanks, Barbara, for that. Pauline coming in from a warm 30-degree Rojales, enjoying a cold glass of white wine on the terrace. Enjoyed the videos you put out today. Yeah, a few shorts I put out. I did a few shorts just from previous videos, new content. Just sort of edited a few of the previous videos into short versions. Put them out there, see if they get any traction on the internet. We'll see. The shorts, YouTube shorts, trying to compete with TikTok and Instagram and all of these other short format videos is YouTube. Exploring with Jen, coming in from the capital of Valencia. Sunny, plenty of heat. Driving through the city, the hottest temperatures on the information boards, 42. Wow. hot and humid down there. That would be a nightmare. 42 in Valencia. Erica, many years ago, Erica's father was in Valencia on business, and it was so hot that he fried an egg on the bonnet of his Citroen DS20. There we go. That's hot. That's what we used to do in Australia, fry eggs on the concrete as well. Or, they said you could, I never did it, but they said you could fry eggs on the concrete, on the footpath or the road when it gets hot. And no doubt you could. No doubt you could. What else? Jonathan coming in from Murcia now. The temperatures are torrid. The air arid and the tapas are tasty. Yeah, we've got that hot African air coming in, Jonathan, so get ready for that. Thank you, Africa, for that hot air. I've got to get back to you, Jonathan, about a query. I've forgotten about that. Just reminded me seeing your name there, so I'll get back to you if you're still interested. Let me know. Erica, Terrassa 28. Sani's coming in from Basingstoke 29. Ray's also in the chat. Gigi has made it to Galicia on the Camino de Invierno, lovely part of the Iberian Peninsula. Hope all is well with you and all. Absolutely, Gigi. Hope you are enjoying the Camino de Santiago. Gigi's a Camino expert. She sent me a book, actually, Gigi. I'll give you a plug, Gigi, if you want. There's Gigi's book here on the screen. The End of the Earth, about the Perpetual Pilgrim by Gigi, and a picture of Gigi there, probably at, don't know where that is, probably Galicia somewhere. So if you're interested in reading about Gigi's stories, that's the book, End of the Earth. Don't know where you can find it, maybe Amazon. Let us know, Gigi. High Flyer, holla everyone, hope all is well. John, yes John, hope all is well with you too. Jose Antonio from the Royal Cities in the chat, Ciudad Real. Suppose it's going to be hot down there too. Stephen Stanford, nice to get a live show in. Normally too busy. In the UK, in Lincolnshire, I imagine that is. We need a downpour, which I think we'll get tonight. There we go. Stephen Stanford. Diffie, Quicksilver sponsors are happy with today's episode. Well, they should give me some money or at least some free T-shirts, right, Diffie? I'll give them enough publicity. Janet coming in from a balmy Oxford. The reason I choose these T-shirts, just while we're on the subject, is because they have a pocket. And the pocket comes in very handy when you want to record, because you put your microphone in the pocket and it picks up your voice. You don't have to worry about putting it on anywhere else. So that's the reason why I buy these T-shirts with a pocket. What else? Janet, coming in from Oxford. Hello, Janet. Ivan coming in from hot and perfect London. Good to hear the positive news. There we go. Thank you very much, Ivan. Positive news about Taylor Swift coming to Madrid. Got to get my tickets. Got to get in quickly. Marianne coming in as well, saying hello to the listeners and viewers. Hello, Marianne. Hope all is well. Let's have a look. Carrie also coming in from Chicago. Planning to live in Spain within a year or so. I need to know a lot of legal things completed. But how do I pack a suitcase of clothes? Well, I don't know, Carrie. My advice would be to travel light. You can buy things when you get here. Clothes are cheap nowadays. One of the advantages of globalization, cheap clothes. Don't know whether it's good for the environment, but clothes are definitely cheaper nowadays. So my recommendation would just be to come with a suitcase of your essentials and then buy whatever you need here rather than ship a lot of things over, which can be complicated and expensive. Yeah, I sound better, Janet, but as I said, I've still got that bit of a throat issue going on. You can sort of cough every now and again, so I've got to be careful, especially when I talk too much. El Davido, David, coming in from Murcia, boiling there already. Yeah, I imagine so, David. I imagine so. There we go. What else we got going on here quickly? Let's have a look. Let me see if I can find something else. Miguel coming in from Derbyshire. They're also in England. Andrew giving us some advice to carry when it comes to clothes. Depending where you choose to live, you may need lots. Temperatures in many areas can go from extreme But again, buy them here. I wouldn't, bring over a lot of stuff. You're going to get charged a lot of money. And unless they're, things that you want to hold on to, you can get all of your winter clothes here as well. I mean, Spain has cold weather. You can go to El Corte Inglés and get coats and scarves and gloves. If you're going to be living in the north or in Madrid or somewhere like that. If you're going to be living in the Canaries, you won't need a jacket, coat, or anything at all. If you live in Malaga, you might need one for 2 months a year. 2 weeks of the year. But for the rest of the time, just a wind cheater or something like that. So, but I wouldn't bring too many things. That would be my advice, and I'm sure, lots of us can give advice on this matter. TC, I remember when we were stationed at the naval base in Rota, Cádiz, and the summers were super hot and dry when we came out of the Sahara. There we go. TC obviously in the US military there for a while, based in Rota, Cádiz, the big base down there. Yeah, I was only joking, Divvy. Maybe one of those three that you've chosen there. Taylor Swift, I don't think so. Maybe more my niece or my nieces would go to a Taylor Swift concert. Bronny's coming in from South Wales. Hope feeling a little bit better, Bronny. Rain forecast there for tomorrow and Sunday. Okay, you guys need the rain? Has it been dry recently, I think, right? Been dry recently. Ed coming in from Barcelona, 28 degrees Celsius. Good enough, no complaints. Absolutely, Ed. Pop downstairs a little bit later when the sun goes down. Sit outside on a terrace. Have a nice cool bevy of your choice. Heidi coming in as well. Saw the boss at the Paineta. I was at that concert as well. I've seen Bruce Springsteen twice in Madrid. The concert at the Paineta, which is currently the Atlético de Madrid stadium, called the Civitas Metropolitano. I saw it there before that stadium was built, and actually I liked that concert because, as you said there, we were sort of stand outside. Music was okay. It was a summer's night, I believe, or at least spring night. Weather was good. But at the Bernabeu, no. But unless it's changed with the recent renovation works, and hopefully that is the case. All right, what else we got going on here? Let's see what we can find in the chat section. Let's have a look. Makish, not sure why smokers aren't considerate to other people in public. Not everyone enjoys the stench of and it's really antisocial. Yeah, one of the issues with smokers, of course, is that it's legal. People can go and buy cigarettes and smoke. Nothing wrong with that. What they do with their own bodies. But again, sometimes people that don't smoke might complain about the smoke from a smoker. I think the majority of smokers are considerate nowadays. I seem to see considerate smokers. They try to, blow the smoke up in the air. They don't blow it in your face like they used to do. People normally ask you if you mind do you mind if I smoke? Yeah, no problems. Go for your life. When people come over here, do you mind if I smoke? Yeah, absolutely. You can smoke outside. No problem at all. I'm still surprised by the number of people smoking. You can sit outside on one of these terrace areas here, and probably 90% of the people sitting outside are smoking. Inside, it's a different story, of course. But so you have to, you sort of have to be tolerant, I think. And I think we've reached a stage where smokers are considerate. At least that's my impression. I could be wrong, but that's what I'd like to think. Spain is very relaxed about economic growth, says Chip. Before the pandemic, the Torremolinos fort was simply closed, no reason. Went to ask the tourism office why. They were closed at 11 a.m. too. Yeah, I think people prioritise other things. The economy is only an issue when it starts to go bad and they start to talk about how to make it good again. But having a strong economy has never, unemployment's always high. It never seems to be a priority of a government. There always seems to be other things more important. Interesting. More advice here. Yeah. Carrie's talking about what she's planning on bringing over. Diffie's saying, why don't I talk about Victoria Bitter? Well, I don't like it, basically. Diffie, I come from Perth. We never used to drink Vic Bitter. We had our own Emu Bitter in Perth. I drink that, not Vic Bitter. Maybe every now and again, but I think there's better beers than Vic Bitter. What else we got going on? Let's have a look. Best Spanish beer, according to Alfredo, is Voldam from Barcelona. Yeah, absolutely it is. It's a bit strong though, Voldam. Have a couple of those and you'll be sitting down before it'll knock you over pretty quickly. The old Voldam, I'll tell you that. It's about 7.2%, I think. And if you want to get happy quickly, Voldam is the drink. Almeria or Alicante to live, says Brian. That's the question. Almeria or Alicante. I'm sure they both offer pros and cons. Almeria I liked. Alicante, it depends. I don't know. We'll leave the question open for the community. Alicante or Almeria. Heidi would also go for Estrella Galicia. Yeah, it's become very popular in recent times, Heidi. Estrella Galicia. What else? Let's have a look. Andrew chipping on the beer debate as well. Mau or Estrella Galicia. There we go. Better today? Yes, Joy. I am feeling better. I've been better. Sunday was my worst day. I think that's the last time I saw you tuning in, Joy. I was okay on Monday and Tuesday as well. Yesterday, okay too. And today, a bit of a cough, but I don't have that congestion that I had on Sunday where it was just impossible to speak. That's why I had to cut the live stream short. Terrible. Sounds like I could use a beer right now. Well, there's one in the fridge. So as soon as I finish, I'll be tucking into that. Don't worry about that. What else we got going on? Let's have a look. Nice picture, says Jonathan. Yeah, it was a nice picture, this one that was sent through. From Javile, I think, was the name. Absolutely, a nice picture. Great picture. I've had some good pictures recently. Shane lived between Dublin and Tarragona. Best beer for me would be Estrella Damm, as it's local. Yeah, absolutely. That's where it comes from, the Estrella Damm. Absolutely, from Catalonia. Estrella Damm. What else? Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find something here. Alma and Simon coming in from Benihoffer. Hope you guys are well. Here in Dublin, bottle of Estrella Damm, also from Shane. Yeah, all right, good. Looking forward to getting back to the sunshine. But I think Ireland's had some decent weather in recent times too. Enjoying the summer are the Irish. Maybe it's changed in the last week or so. Not sure. Just started making the Café con Hielo for the year. Coffee with ice, of course. Yeah, a lot of people love the old Café con Hielo. Very, very popular nowadays to get a Café Solo and pour it over the ice and listen to the ice crack and cool down the coffee. Spain's version of iced coffee, of course. Now, I'm just going to put the support icon on the screen for people that have supported the channel recently. I've had a few super thanks, super chats. A few people have bought me a coffee, so many thanks for that. And also thanks for the long-term supporters on Patreon. So just put that out there. So people that have supported the community. Supported the channel from the community. Joy coming in, as I mentioned, enjoying a 1906 in a frosted glass here at the Nautical Club Bar. There we go. Sounds nice, the Nautical Club Bar. No nautical clubs where I am. That's for sure. There's a road between Seville and Córdoba that's been called the Sartén, the frying pan. You can definitely fry an egg on the tarmac there. Absolutely. Like I said, we could do that back home as well back in the day on those hot Western Australia summer days. Shangyin coming in from Shanghai. Made the move from Ballarat. What else? Let's have a look. Whatever happened to Ivan that used to be on the channel? Well, Ivan went to live in Australia, Makish. No longer lives in Spain. Packed up the bags, took the family to Sydney, where his wife is from. I think she might be from Queensland, not sure. But Ivan went back, and we've spoken a couple of times to try and organise a chat, but the time difference between Sydney and Madrid is enormous. So it's very, very difficult to find a time. So unless we pre-record something, which I don't, is an option, but trying to find that time. So what's the time difference? If it's 7 hours difference between Perth, or 8 between Perth and Madrid, it's at least 10 hours between, difference between Madrid and Sydney. So it's a big difference. That's the reason for that he hasn't been on the channel. So he's moved back to Australia. Or to Australia. He's not from there, but that's where he's moved to. Angela coming in from a sticky and humid Menorca. Glad to go over the worst. Yeah, I'm glad too, because there's nothing worse than a cold when it's hot. Ross coming in from Valencia. Thanks for the reminder. No worries, Ross. I'm just coming to the end of the chat here. Let me see if I can scroll down a little bit more. Ed's looking forward to celebrating San Juan. Plenty of activity, fireworks in Barcelona. Great time, says Ed. Yes, it is a big event. Absolutely, it is a big event. San Juan. I think it's when they burn things on the beach. Is that the night? I think it is. What else? Let's have a look here quickly. People order a Caña without knowing what beer it is. Yeah, people don't care. Una Caña, por favor. They don't care what beer it is, because, as I said, the difference between lagers is, you have to be an absolute expert to know the difference. But people don't care what beer's on tap. They just order a Caña. And if they don't like a specific beer, they'll order a bottle if they want something more specific, Phil. But you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. When relocating to Spain, what do you do with your mobile phone contracts? Dunno. When I moved to Spain, there was no mobile phones. It came subsequently. What else? Let's have a look. Donegal, superb weather. There we go, from Marion. Hit the like button, says Jose Antonio. Makish agrees that not much fun scheduling calls with clients in Australia. Absolutely, it's not much fun. I even have trouble speaking to my parents when I call them. You have to try and find the time when people are at home. 7 o'clock in the morning here, 2 o'clock in the afternoon there. So it's difficult. The time difference is huge. And then if you look at Sydney, Melbourne, Auckland. I had a friend from Auckland call me recently. It was 9 o'clock in the morning here. It was like 7 o'clock in the evening there. Huge time difference. Difficult to coincide. Now, I'm at the end of the chat, so I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the content. I'll be back again on Saturday with another live stream. Sunday I've got something on, so I can't live stream on Sunday, but Saturday, 7:30, I'll be back. Hope to see you there. Glad hope that you enjoyed the chat, as I said. Hope that you enjoyed the live stream. And I'll see you all again on Saturday, hopefully. So, hasta luego, hasta entonces. Adiós.